Happy Friday, ethics students. Well, the university has determined that they want you to see my face. So I'm going to give you just a few notes and then post another video of someone else besides me, along with our regular reading assignment. All these will be in the email. Today, of course, the assigned chapter was Jensen, chapter 11. And I want you to pay special attention to those two epigraphs that are at the beginning of that chapter. And note that while some people think of ethics and morals as following rules, that's not really what it's about. It's about finding, discovering guidelines. So we have to use our reason, right? The moral virtues, the ones which we talked about previously, developed by Aristotle, the moral virtues need intellectual virtues. Now, there are some good definitions of intellectual virtues on pages 139 and 140 of your book. And the book there emphasizes the speculative versus the practical virtues. The one that we are most focused on is the virtue of prudence. And interestingly enough, the virtue of prudence is both an intellectual and a moral virtue. It does double duty, as your book states. So we have to have some knowing and we have to have some doing. You remember the fundamental concept, the fundamental precept of ethics was do the good, avoid the evil. And obviously before we can do the good, we have to know the good. But just knowing isn't enough. Doing the good is the key. So we see, when we look at ourselves, we have three elements. We're a knower, we're a doer, and we're a maker. And insofar as we think of ourselves as knowers, we see that we're using our intellect. We think of ourselves as doers, we're involving our will. And when we think of ourselves as makers, we are involving our productive capacities. Those capacities by which we make money, mainly. So we're knowers, doers, and makers. The intellect moves the will. That's the reason that we noticed earlier that morality or ethics resides in the will.